Welcome to our channel. In this video, we are going to talk about the golden secrets for your personal finances. These are the best strategies to your financial success that no one is talking about. Before we begin, we invite you to subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive all our updates. Managing money is the first essential step towards a healthy and debt-free economy. This management should be accompanied by tools that facilitate decision-making regarding savings and responsible spending, considering possible adverse events that may impact your income. Personal finances also include the assets a person owns, such as investments, insurance, loans, and other financial instruments. Therefore, how money is managed, regardless of its physical form, is an integral part of each individual's financial situation. Here are 20 useful tips to improve the management of your personal finances. Educate yourself in financial literacy. The first step is to acquire the necessary knowledge to understand the economic situation that impacts your personal finances, the challenges that affect your household economy, and how you can protect yourself and face them. The best way to achieve this is by participating in a financial education program. Start with a budget. One of the main tips to improve your personal finances is to take the time to evaluate your economic situation as a starting point. Creating a budget will allow you to know precisely your income and expenses, your savings capacity, and the areas where you need to work more. Identify your income sources. The first aspect to detail in your budget is your income. Even if you think you only need to record your salary or payments for your services if you are self-employed, you should consider all income, even sporadic ones like investment interests, scholarships, or inheritances. Break down all your expenses. This step will take more time, as you need to detail all your expenses, no matter how small, to determine your total spending. Over time, it will be easier to update your expenses in the budget, not only because you will develop the habit and skill to identify them, but also because there will be recurring expenses, those that repeat month to month, that you will already have identified. Work on reducing expenses. This is another key tip to improve your personal finances. The only way to have more money is to increase your income, which is not always easy, or reduce your expenses. Once you identify your expenses, you will see that there is room for improvement, especially in those that are not basic needs. Be careful with small daily expenses. Small daily expenses, also known as ant expenses, may seem insignificant individually, but can add up to a considerable amount over time. It's essential to control these expenses to prevent them from negatively affecting your finances. Avoid impulse purchases. Impulse purchases are usually unnecessary and can negatively affect your budget. Before making an impulsive purchase, take some time to think and compare prices. Applying the rule of waiting at least 24 hours before making a purchase can help you avoid unnecessary spending. Consider spending fasts if needed. Spending fasts are periods where you commit to minimizing your expenses for a set time. This can be useful to recover from periods of excessive spending or to reach specific financial goals in a shorter time. It's important to set clear and realistic limits for these spending fasts and ensure they are temporary. Use credit cards wisely. Credit cards can help you spread out payments and can be a good tool when you have less liquidity or if your income is not always consistent. However, using credit cards can sometimes make us less aware of our spending. Therefore, one of our tips for improving your personal finances is to use them cautiously and try to use other payment methods whenever possible to keep better control of your money. Set savings goals. It's important to have clear financial goals, and one of the most important should be increasing your savings capacity. The specific amount and the time you want to achieve it depends solely on you, but you should set ambitious, measurable, realistic, and achievable goals. Before we continue, we invite you to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to receive all our updates. Increase savings during favorable periods. In your saving goal, there will be times when it is easier to reach your targets, either because you have additional income or fewer expenses. You can take advantage of these times to increase your savings. Be consistent in your goal. In personal finance, order and planning are fundamental. Therefore, we recommend being firm in achieving your goals and not giving up on your saving purpose. You can modify your budget as many times as necessary until it fits your circumstances as closely as possible, but don't lose heart, and if needed, start over from scratch. Create an emergency fund. It's always advisable to have a savings cushion for unforeseen events. Among our tips for improving your personal finances, having money set aside for emergencies is crucial to prevent them from drastically affecting your economy. Here, you can see what an emergency fund is and how to create one. Keep an eye on your debts. To have good financial health, it's very important to stay on top of your payments and not let debts overwhelm you. This involves studying the debts you have incurred, renegotiating them for better terms if possible, and working to eliminate them to have more spending and/or saving capacity. Analyze whether taking on new debt is beneficial. Being in debt is not always bad. It depends on the conditions. Although it may surprise you to see this point among the tips for improving your personal finances, economic circumstances can make taking on debt worthwhile. For example, if interest rates are low and inflation is high, it may be more profitable to get financing in light of the loss of purchasing power caused by the increase in the Consumer Price Index, CPI. Don't take on debt to cover other debts. Although it may be favorable to take on debt under certain conditions, one of the maxims you should consider is never to take on debt to cover other debts, as this will lead you into a spiral that will severely impact your personal economy. Personal loans, depending on the purpose. Another aspect to consider is the purpose for which you acquire the loan. Experts recommend that the duration of the loan should never exceed the useful life of the good or service you acquire. It is not the same to finance a car or a house through a mortgage as it is to finance your vacation, for example. Of course, you will also need to study and compare the loan terms, as some of these loans come with exorbitant interest rates that can seriously harm your personal finances. Take advantage of the circular economy. Among our tips for improving your personal finances, you can also save through the circular economy. There are many apps that allow you to purchase a wide variety of items at a reduced price compared to new ones, or others to share expenses in transportation and other services. Investing is key. Idle money depreciates, especially in times of high inflation. Our savings lose value due to the continuous increase in prices. Therefore, another recommendation is to allocate part of your savings to investment. How much, and where to invest will depend on your investor profile. Think about your retirement. Among the tips for improving your personal finances, we don't want to focus solely on the present, but we want you to maintain your financial health in the future as well. Therefore, we recommend that you start working on saving for your retirement as soon as possible so that when you reach retirement age, you can maintain your purchasing power. Conclusion: the main tips for improving your personal finances begins with a good education in financial literacy, as well as creating a realistic budget. The ultimate goal is to optimize income, reduce expenses, keep debts in check, increase savings, and make them work through investment. Additionally, we must be consistent and forward-thinking, using a series of tools to help us in this process. As we conclude, we wish you goodbye. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to receive all our updates. See you next time.